take a second and ask yourself, what is the most valuable currency that you hold? Is it your family? Is it your US dollar? Is it your things or your time? Is it your body and your health? Is it your relationships with your family and friends? Or is it your real estate and your home? Is it your reputation? This is a fundamental question because when we talk about balance, we need to know what we're talking about. What are we trying to balance? Are we talking about balancing time and relationships? Or maybe where we're putting our money? What we're trying to balance is what I call headspace. Now you're probably asking yourself, Joseph, what is headspace? In the world, there's energy all around us. There's energy coming from the sun. There's energy coming from the plants. There's energy coming from animals and from deep within the ground. There's even energy deep within the fabric of all things. And within your mind, you have a limited amount of energy. So you're probably thinking, oh,
Joseph, let me just drink a monster drink and I tell you what, that energy's gonna skyrocket.
it doesn't really work that way. This energy that I'm talking about is the ability to put your whole being and concentration on the thing or event or person that you're with. So, in essence, if you drink a monster drink, you're probably going to be taking away some of that. This ability is what I consider to be the strongest and most valuable currency of your entire life. And anything that diminishes that will take away your ability to perform and maintain balance. See, back in the day, people used to live in the present moment. When they would talk to someone, they were cognitively there. When they went to work, their head was there. When they were with the family, they were there, in their mind and there physically. They had nowhere else to escape, and that is what we call present. You're present when you take away all of the external things that are distracting you and taking your headspace away from that present moment. Nowadays, we live in a time where hardly anyone is present. They're usually caught up in politics, social media, news, or sports, and everything else happening outside of their sphere. And this causes them to lose a lot of that headspace or that ability to be in the present moment. Think about it like this. If you have a bank account and you have a paycheck deposited every 2 weeks, and out of that paycheck, you're able to pay for your mortgage and your food and your supplies and your car and everything that you need to, then whatever's left over, you can spend on whatever you want, right? Well, now imagine that same bank account, but this time, instead of spending it on what you need, you now just spend it on whatever you want first. So you go out to eat, you go enjoy time with friends, you buy a nice suit or whatever you feel like you want at that time. If you pay for all of those things first instead of what you need first, well, then you will eventually lose your home and you will eventually lose your ability to live. So you'll probably go house to house begging for food. You see, this is how our society is operating today. This is the type of lifestyle that it encourages. It encourages people to go and focus on news, politics, sports, entertainment, and to neglect our family, our life, our meditation, our spiritual peace, our health, our relationships, until we find ourselves in a place like the hospital or divorce court or filing for bankruptcy. And whatever you had before, you probably will never retrieve again. So what a tragic loss that is. We have so many people in divorce courts. We have so many people in the hospitals. We have so many people filing for bankruptcy or in debt that's up to their eyeballs. These are all symptoms of that problem of living outside of our sphere and spending our headspace somewhere else, whether it's in, like I said, politics, news, social media, and sports, and so forth. It takes and distracts us and sucks that headspace or energy away from us so that we can't concentrate on what's most important. In the book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Dr. Covey splits up all of our priorities into 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, it's things that are most important and most urgent. This is like the hospital, divorce court, family interventions, and such places as that. So we typically want to stay out of this quadrant. So the way we do that is we focus on quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 are the things that are most important, but they are not urgent. So this includes family time, it includes working out at the gym, taking our vitamins, paying our bills, or working at work and developing skills that enable us to increase or enhance our abilities so that we stay up with the times. Also, other things like investing or the stock market, things like that are also considered quadrant 2. Now, quadrants 3 and 4 are both not important, and those are the quadrants that our society promotes and encourages us to spend our time in. These are complete time wasters. Social media, news, politics, sports, these are all things outside of our control, and for the most part, they are not here presently with us. They are outside of our sphere, somewhere else, in some other place. And when we let our time and our energy flow towards those things, it pulls us from our family, our health, and things that we can directly control. So what's a good indicator that you're spending time in quadrant 3 and in quadrant 4? Ask yourself, am I feeling lonely, depressed, or anxious, or that I have lost something after I am done doing that thing? So for example, if you go and you scroll through social media, whether that's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, do you feel better about yourself? Do you feel like you've accomplished something in the last 10 or 15 minutes, or 2 hours, or 4 hours, or however long you're scrolling? My guess, you probably are not feeling good. You feel like you've just wasted your time, and you feel more lazy, and you feel less of encouragement to focus on the things that you can actually work on. So my advice for you, put the phone down, get away from the social media, and you will realize that you can do so much more with your life, and you can clear your head. So let's focus on quadrant 2 for the next minute. I'm sure that none of this is rocket science for you. I'm sure you already knew a lot of this, but you probably just have not been doing it because you feel lazy. You have this big hump to get over. Well, let's talk about how you get over that hump. So one of the first things you want to do right now is discipline yourself to write down a mission plan. Now, I have another video on mission plans. You can look at that video and it kind of walks you through the step-by-step of how to create that. But that will create the drive for you to do the things that you need to do. It'll allow you to create vision for your life, what you want to accomplish and what you want to become, and the things that you want to do for other people going forward. Think about if you were able to create a homeless shelter, or if you were able to create a financial education institution for people that are on the street or homeless, maybe some housing for people that are homeless, and then having conferences where you can bring them in and actually teach them things that will help them in life and get them off the streets. Think about being able to actually do this, not just hearing about other people doing it, but actually doing it yourself. You can accomplish these things, but in order for you to get there, you have to put aside all other things that are distracting you and taking away your headspace. So the second thing you're going to want to do is wake up early. Now, in order for you to wake up early, you have to go to bed early. So that means you're going to have some discipline. Now you're probably thinking,
Joseph, I'm a night person. I'm not a morning person.
let me ask you something very sincerely. Are you accomplishing things whenever you're up late at night? Or are you spending a lot of time in quadrants 3 and quadrants 4? Maybe with friends, wasting time, maybe scrolling on social media. In the morning, however, you generally do not do that. You generally have a morning routine of working out and becoming healthy and planning and establishing goals and to-do lists. These things are so critical and important for your day. It's like going on a journey, but mapping it out before you leave. Think about Jack Sparrow. When he left, he always had that sneaking compass to show him the way. He had a map in front of him of what he wanted. And that's how we are in our lives. We need to have a map or something constantly in front of us, pointing us in the direction of what we want. Along your path, you're going to be running into road closures, blockages, and other obstacles. So for each one of these obstacles, there actually is a solution or something that will help you out. So for example, if you're feeling overstressed or over anxious, get outside and take a nature walk, or maybe take an hour or even 15 minutes of meditation, thinking about all the things that you're grateful for. If you're overthinking your goals and objectives, then write them down so that you can organize them clearly and see what you're actually stressing about. What is pressuring you? Why are you feeling so much time constraint on what you're doing and so much pressure to achieve it in a quicker time frame? If you're feeling lost, sit down and pray to whatever higher power you believe in. Pray for strength that you can overcome it. Are you feeling angry at something or someone? If you are, a good way to release that is to go work out and hit the gym in the morning. Are you feeling burnt out? Well, then take some time and set it apart for recreation. And if you're feeling lazy, get off your phone, cut the screen time, and then maybe take a cold shower. It'll wake you right up. Now, I hope that helps. If you need to, take those items, print them out, and then put them in your wallet for a time when you get foggy brain. You got this, guys. I have faith in you. Don't let the rest of society and their philosophies get you down and destroy your life. There's so much joy to be had in this life. There's so much good you can do if you just put your mind to it and focus on the things that you can control. So start here, be patient with yourself, and work one day at a time. I have faith in you. I know you guys can do it. You guys are awesome. Keep it up, and I'll see you guys around next time. Thanks.